Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. It's the last day of June 1961, and we got the Washington Senators traveling up to New York to take on the Yankees. And your starting lineup for the visiting Washington Senators, leading off playing third base is Danny O'Connell. Batting second playing shortstop is Billy Kloss. Batting third playing right field is Chuck Hilton. Batting fourth doing the catching is Gene Green. Batting fifth playing center field is Willie Tasby. Batting sixth playing first base is Dale Long. Batting seventh playing left field is Marty Kuhn. And batting eighth playing second base is Chuck Halter. And on the mound, batting ninth, doing the pitching is Dick Donovan. We should have a heck of a pitching matchup, folks, because let's go look at the Yankees starting lineup. We got leading off playing second, Bobby Richardson. Batting second playing shortstop's Tony Kubek. Batting third playing right field's Roger Maris. Batting fourth playing center field is Mickey Mantle. Batting fifth playing first base is Bill Skowron. Batting sixth playing left field is Yogi Berra. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Johnny Blanchard. Batting eighth playing third base is Billy Gardner. And like I say, it should be a heck of a pitching matchup because we got the chairman of the board batting ninth and doing the pitching, Whitey Ford. So let's see what happens here, folks, at Yankee Stadium. Hey, Dave Little, nice to see you. Everybody check out Dave's Little channel. He's got the Heartland Wrestling over there. Check that out. Oh, he's reading for the underdog. This is about as big as an underdog as you can get. The Senators are 27-47, and the Yankees are 47-25. Dave, yeah, it's completely different here. Here's the first pitch from Whitey Ford, but I think the Senators got a good shot at this game with Dick Donovan on the mound. We'll see. Watch it now be a 15-15 game. And that's going to be a base hit by O'Connell. So he starts off the game with a base hit off of Whitey in the right field. So the Senators right away get the lead runner on against Whitey. And that brings up Billy Kloss. Here's the pitch to Billy. And that's what Whitey was looking for. That ball's hit down to Tony. Over to Bobby. Over to Skowron. 6-4-3 double play. That erases the single. That brings up Chuck Hilton now. And that's going to be swung on and missed. And Whitey gets the strikeout. So the Senators get a single, but that's a race by the double play, and it's Senators nothing. Yankees coming up to bat. We got Richardson, Kubek, and Maris coming up here for the Yanks in the bottom of the first. And that's going to be a base on ball for Bobby. He walks on down the first. And the Yankees get the lead runner on here against Dick Donovan. Let's see if Kubek can do something with Bobby down at first. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Hinton's got it. That's out number one. Going to bring up the M&M boys here. First shot here is Roger. Roger's hitting 249 on the year with his 30 home runs and his 56 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Hopefully Mick picks on somebody else besides Hinton out there. That's two down now. Here comes the Mick. And the Mick is batting 298 on the year with 23 home runs and 64 RBI. And that's 2 balls, no strikes on Mick. Can he take advantage of this hitter's count here, folks? And that's a fly ball in the center field. He picks on somebody else, but it's Tasby. Tasby gets over, camps under it, and makes the catch. So the Yankees waste the leadoff walk. And strand one, we go to the top of the second. It's 0-0. You got Green, Tasby, and Long due up here for the Senators. Here's the pitch to Green. And that's going to be a ball hit down the short. Kubek bobbles it, throws over to first. And Green beats it out. That'll be an E6 on Quebec. And again, the Senators get the lead runner on. That brings up Tasby now with a runner down at first. And that ball is hit down to first. Moose has got it. He throws it over to Ford covering. But Green will get down to second now with one out for Dale Long. Here's the pitch to Long with one out, one on. And that's a pop-up in the foul territory. Gardner goes over near the dugout and makes the catch. For out number two, Green stays at second. Marty Kudu up now with 2 outs and Green down at second. And that ball is hit down the short. Q back up with it, fires over to Moose. So the Senators leave Green down in second, and it's still 0-0, folks. As we go to the bottom of the second, Scourin, Barra, and Blanchard. So here's the pitch to Moose. And that's swung on and missed, strike 3. Scourin goes down swinging. 1 out. Here's Yogi. Yogi's hitting .298 on the year, folks, with 14 home runs and 34 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one off of Dick. And he belts that ball in the left field for a base hit. So Yogi's aboard with 1 out. That brings up Johnny. Here's Johnny Blanchard. Johnny's hitting .239 on the year. He's been struggling, but he's got 11 home runs and 22 RBIs. Let's see if he can get that batting average up here. And that's going to be a ball hit down the short. Kloss's only play is going to be over to first, so Yogi gets in the scoring position, but now there's 2 outs for Billy Gardner. Let's see if Billy can get a base hit in here and get Yogi in. Billy's hitting .292 on the year with 1 home run and 2 RBIs in his short time as a Yankee. And he pops this one up in the foul territory. And O'Connell's over near the dugout, makes the catch. And that ends the inning, and the Yankees leave a runner on at second. We go to the bottom of the top of the third, rather. It's still 0-0, folks. Coder, Donovan, and O'Connell due up here for the Senators. I want to welcome Tim and Legend in here. Check out Legend's channel. He's doing a great job with the all-time greats. He's got 1 team in the World Series, and he's still got the American League to do, folks. So go check out that. Here's the pitch to Chuck. And that's going to be ball 1. 1-0 count. And that ball is hit in the right field. Roger near the line makes the catch. 1 out. Here comes Dick Donovan now. Dick's hitting .192 on the year. Not bad for a pitcher. And that ball is hit in the center field. Mick comes on, and Mick drops that ball, folks. That's an E8 on the Mick. And that's the pitcher standing down at first now. Again, the Senators take advantage of this mistake. An extra out with the pitcher. That brings up Danny O'Connell. He's 1 for 1, singled his first time up, folks. And that ball's hit in the right field. Rogers got it for the second out. That brings up Billy. Let's see what Billy can do here. Billy's 0 for 1, hit into a double play his first time up. And that ball is popped up on the infield. And Tony calls everybody off near the mound, makes the catch. So Mick's error doesn't cost him. We go to the bottom of the third. It's still 0-0. Whitey will lead it off here in the third, followed by Richardson and Quebec. Let's see if Whitey can get on board just like his counterpart. No, that's a fly ball in the center field. Tasby comes in a few steps. He doesn't make an error like Mick. And Ford's out. Now, the Yankees struggle against the Angels. Here, let me look here. We'll save this game. I'll show you. I think the Yankees got a losing record against the Angels, Tim. It's crazy. Might be the only team they got a losing record against. It is nuts. Let's take a look here. I think it's under the league. Yeah, win-loss grid. And yep, the Yankees are 5-6 against the Angels, 9-3 against Kansas City, 5-2 against Cleveland, 4-3 against the Orioles. They got a 500 record against Boston, 3-1 against Washington, 8-1 against Detroit, 7-4 against Minnesota, 3-2 against Chicago. So yeah, the only team they got a losing record against is the Los Angeles Angels. Ain't that something? Yeah, they struggle against them. But yeah, seems like they pitched their best pitchers against the Yankees. So I guess they know they're going to be seen a lot. So they throw the best out there, that's for sure. Yeah. Alrighty, here's Bobby to lead off the bottom of the third here. He walked his first time up. He pops this one up in the infield. And he's calling for it, but Chuck out there at second base calls everybody off, and that'll be one out. We'll bring up Tony. Tony flew out to right his first time up, and that's going to be popped up on the infield. O'Connell calls everybody off. That's two pop-ups. They're getting under it here. Donovan's doing just enough movement that they can't square it up. And that's it in the fourth. We got a hitting Green and Tasby do up here in the top of the fourth. Here's the pitch to Chuck. And that ball is just a bit outside. Chuck takes his base down at first. So the Senators got the lead runner on one against Whitey. And that ball's hit back to the mound. And Whitey spins and throws down the second. Quebec's covering. They'll get one, but unable to turn two there. So Green's down at first now for Tasby. One out. And Tasby's 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to the pitcher's first time out. That ball's hit down to Quebec. He fires over to Bobby, who fires over to Moose. That's a 6-4-3 inning double play, folks. And now the Yankees up here in the fourth. We got Maris, Mano, and Scourin, the big boys. See if they can make some noise against Dick here. And Maris is 0 for 1. He flew out the right field his first time up, and that's a swing and a miss. He strikes Roger out. That's one out here in the fourth. Brings up to Mick now. Mick flew out to center his first time up. And he don't want no parts of Mick this time. He walks Mick. Mick takes his base down at first. That brings up Moose. Moose is hitting 291 on the year, folks. He struck out his first time up, well. And he didn't strike out this time, folks. He hits that ball down the third. O'Connell's up with it, fires over to first. That gets Mick in the scoring position. For Yogi, Mr. Clutch. Can he come through with a 2-out hit here? He singled his first time up. And he singles this time too, folks. He goes and pulls that ball in the right field. And the Comet down there at second's going to come in and score. And it's 1-0 Yankees. And then Mr. Clutch, Yogi Berra. Casey said he never liked playing a game without his boy, and everybody thought he was talking about Mick, but it was actually Yog. That brings up Johnny Blanchard now. Johnny, he grounded out the shortest first time up. Yogi down at first, 2 outs. And that ball's hit down the short. and he'll go the easy way to second. And that'll end the inning. But Yogi singles home Mick, and the Yankees take a 1-0 lead as we go to the fifth. Senators will send up Long, Koo, and Coder. Let's see what happens here. Here's the pitch to Dale. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 out here in the fifth. Here comes Marty. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Can Whitey strike out the side here, folks? Here's Chuck. He flew out the right his first time up. And he does. 1, 2, 3. How do you do? Good morning, good day, and good night, folks. Whitey freaking blew through that fifth inning. What about that reminded you of Linda Ronstadt? There was a bunch of blue bayous in that inning. We got Gardner, Ford, and Richardson due up here in the fifth against Donovan. Here's the pitch to Billy. He's 0 for 1. And he pops that ball up again. And again, O'Connell calls everybody off. Just getting under it. Can't square it up. Here's Whitey now. He's 0 for 1. Flew out to center his first time up. And then he pops that ball up in the infield, folks. And again, O'Connell makes the call and gets it. These guys just cannot hit the bat on the ball properly against Dick Donovan today. Here comes Bobby Richardson now. And that ball is hit in the right field. Hinton's got it, and 1, 2, 3 goes the Yanks. We go to the top of the sixth. It's a 1-0 game, folks. You got Donovan, then the top of the order, O'Connell and Kloss. Here's the pitch to Dick. Tricky Dick. And that ball's popped up in the infield, and Gardner calls for it, and Billy's got it. 1 out. Here's Danny. Oh, Danny boy, the lights. Don't need to hear me sing. That's hit down to Bobby Richardson. He fires over to Moose. 2 outs. And here's Billy. He is 0 for 2. He's grounded out in a double play and popped up to short. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And Whitey has a 1, 2, 3 inning in the sixth. We go to the bottom of the sixth now. We got Quebec, Maris, and Mantle due up here against Donovan. See if Tony can get on board for the M&M boys. He's flown out the center, popped up the third, and he's hitting .291 on the year with 4 home runs and 27 RBIs. Hey, Thomas. And that's a swing and a miss. Quebec goes down on strikes. 1 out. Here comes Roger. Roger's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and flown out the right. And he hits that ball down the Chuck at second. He fires over to Long. That's 2 quick outs. That brings up the Mick now. It's up to him to keep the sixth inning going here. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Scored the only Yankee run. He hits that ball down the Kloss at short, over to Long. 1, 2, 3 goes the Yanks. We go to the seventh. This is a quick moving game, folks. Hinton, Green, and Tasby due up here for the Senators. Got the heart of the lineup up now. Here's the pitch to Chuck Hinton. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the 6th strikeout by Whitey today. Brings up the animal Green, Gene Green. And that's going to be ball 4. Whitey thought that was a strike. Not happy about that. Green takes his base down at first. That brings up Tasby. 1 out and a runner on at first. And just what the doctor ordered. Whitey's best friend. That ball's hit down to Bobby. Over to Quebec. Over to Scowen. 4-6-3. Wipes out the walk. We make it to the 7th inning stretch. Alrighty, we got Scowen, Berra, and Blanchard due up here in the 7th. Here's the pitch to Moose. He's 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out. And that's ball 4. The Moose will take his base. Here comes Yogi. He's got the only RBI of the game so far. He drove Mick in from second. Whitey's 2 for 2 today. Can he keep this up? Mr. Clutch. No, he can't. That ball's hit in the right field. Chuck's near the line, makes the catch. Yogi couldn't quite get that one out of Yankee Stadium down the 296 mark. That brings up Johnny. He's 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice and grounded out. And that's going to be an infield hit for Johnny. How about that, showing that great speed of his? Yeah, that was a slow roller down to O'Connell, and he was playing back. And Johnny's able to reach first. So we got first and second now for Billy Gardner. Here's the pitch to Billy. See if he can get Moose in from second. It'll take a heck of a hit. Like I say, Moose ain't got much speed, neither does Johnny on the pads. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Billy Gardner. And that ball is deep. That ball is back. That ball is going down the right field line, the 302 mark. Billy Gardner with a 3-run homer, folks. How about that? And it is 4-0 Yankees. Sure. Billy Gardner. And Whitey's definitely going to bat now with a 4-run lead. That ended that question, whether the pitch hit for Whitey or not. And here's the pitch to Whitey. And that ball is hit back to the mound. Donovan's got it. Fires over to first for the second out. That brings up Bobby Richardson now with 2 outs. Bobby's 0 for 2 with a walk. And that ball is hit in the right field down the line. Not deep enough, though. Hitting makes the catch. But the Yankees score 3 on the 3-run homer by Gardner. And we go to the 8th inning. It's 4-0 Yankees. We got Long, Koo, and Coulter up. And if anybody gets on, then Dick Donovan. So here's the pitch to Dale Long. And that ball is hit in the right field. Maris had him played perfect. That's 1 out. Here's Marty for you. Marty is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be ball 4. Marty's going to go on down the first. And we got the runner on at first. 1 out here. Can the Yankees turn 2? And that's a fly ball in the center field. Mick doesn't mess this one up. He comes charging in, makes the catch. That's a 2 outs now. So we will have a pitch hitter here for Donovan. See who they're going to bring in here to pitch hit for Donovan. Looks like it's going to be Harry Bright's going to come in here to pitch hit. There's Harry. Got 2 outs. And Marty down at first for Bright. And he gets a hold of this one off of Whitey, folks. Squares it up. And that ball is deep. That ball is back. That ball is going over the left field fence, folks. Home run. Oh, my. And all of a sudden, the Senators are back in this game, folks. Cut the lead in half. A pitch hit home run by Bright. And it is 4-2. Now the top of the order due up here for the Senators. O'Connell with 2 outs. Nobody on. And that ball is, I believe it's it's popped up. Yep, popped up in the infield. Gardner makes the catch, and that's the third out. But the Senators scored two on the pitch hit home run by Bright. Now we got to see who's going to come in here to pitch. We got Quebec, Maris, and then Mantle. So we'll look for a lefty to come in here. And the Senators don't have a lefty in the bullpen, folks. No lefty in the bullpen at all for the Senators. Got a bunch of righties. So let's see who's going to come in here with a pitch. Because I was thinking about bringing in a lefty. Looks like it's going to be Joe McLean's going to come in here to pitch, folks. So Joe's going to be facing Quebec, Maris, and Mantle here in the bottom of the eighth. He needs to hold the Yankees to 4 runs here. Here's the pitch to Quebec. Quebec's 0 for 3. He's due. And that is hit down the third. O'Connell's up with it. Plants and throws over the long one out. Here's Roger. Roger's 0 for 3. He's flown out, struck out, and grounded out to second. And that ball is hit back to the pitcher. And McLean, he muffs that ball like I don't know what. Got to learn to field your position. And Rogers on it first with 1 out now for Mick. Let's see if Mick can make him pay for this extra base runner here. Mick's 0 for 2 with a walk. Here's the pitch. And see ya later, alligator. That's a no doubt about it. Mick from the right side pulled that ball down the left field line, folks. And that's a 2-run homer. And the Yankees get those 2 runs right back, just like that. Sure. I guess Mick was batting from the left side. Joe's a righty. Sorry about that. He went the opposite way. Was thinking I brought a lefty in. That brings up Moose now with nobody on. 1 out. And that ball's hit in the left field also. Marty's going over, makes the catch in the gap. And the Moose is out. Brings up Yogi now. Yogi's 2 for 3 with an RBI. And that ball's hit in the center field out there near the monuments. Tasby's back, circles around Babe Ruth, and makes the catch, folks. But the Yankees scored 2 more and give Whitey a 4-run lead again as we go to the top of the 9th. We got Billy Klaus, Chuck Kitten, and Gene Green, the dancing machine, if you remember the Gong Show. And here's Billy Klaus. And that ball is hit in the center field. Mick's got room out there. 1 out. Here's Chuck. Talking about the Gong Show. Old Chuck on the Gong Show. That ball's hit down to second. Well, no, it's not. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Chuck goes down. And now they're down to the last out. Gene Green's up now. And that's a swing and a miss. And Whitey knows how to close a ball game out, folks, with his 8th strikeout. And the Yankees win 6-2. Let's take a look at the box score here. Yankees was glad to get out of Los Angeles and head back to New York. To some home cooking. Didn't get many hits, but they made them count, that's for sure. Senators 2 runs on only 2 hits and an error. The Yankees 6 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. You had the big home run by Bright, the pitch hit home run. Who had the other hit? O'Connell had the other hit. The Senators only left 2 men on. Whitey pitched one hell of a game. You had the man of the hour was Billy Gardner, 1 for 3 with a 3-run homer, folks. And then Mick with that 2-run shot there in the 8th. And that was your offense, folks. Like I say, Dick Donovan pitched a decent game except for that home run. 7 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, walked 3, struck out 3, and gave up the home run. McLean came in, gave up the home run to Mick. 1 hit, 2 runs, only one of them earned, and a home run. Mick made him pay for letting Roger get on. Whitey goes the distance, a 2-hitter, 2 runs on 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts, folks. The chairman of the board puts an end to the losing streak. That's what they was counting on. Let's do some fast play here on the last day of June and see how the standings look for the American League after June, heading into the dog days of summer in July here. We got the Tigers taking on the Orioles in Baltimore. Jim Bunning with his 1.84 ERA going out on the mound for the Tigers. See what that Orioles lineup can do against him. They got a heck of a lineup. So does the Tigers. Orioles, Yankees, and Tigers. I mean, it's 3 great lineups. And the Tigers win, and Bunning does a good job against that Orioles lineup. The Tigers 6 runs on 10 hits and no errors. The Orioles only 2 runs on 2 hits and an error. Yeah, it wasn't a lot of hits, that's for sure, Tim. I think, 7 hits total? Yeah. And 1, 2, 3 of them were home runs out of the 7. We got the Cleveland Indians heading up to Fenway Park to take on the Boston Red Sox. And the Red Sox win a close one. The Indians 6 runs on 12 hits and 2 errors. The Red Sox 8 runs on 10 hits and an error. And we got the Twins traveling to Kansas City to take on the A's, the former Senators and the Minnesota Twins. And the Twins 2 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors, and the A's 9 runs on 9 hits and an error. And the last American League game here for the month of June is the White Sox traveling out to California to take on the Angels. Yeah, exactly. I hear you, Tim. What's the star here for? Aparicio steals 3 bases against the Angels and lose in a losing cause because the Angels win. The White Sox 2 runs on 4 hits and error. The Angels 3 runs on 10 hits and no errors. Let's take a look at the standings, like I say, after June 30th, the last day of the month. And the Yankees are on top after June 30th, 3 games up on the Tigers. Baltimore Orioles fall to 6.5 games back. The Twins are now 8.5 games back. White Sox 10 games back. Los Angeles Angels 11.5 games back. The Red Sox 15 games back. Indians 15.5 games back. And the Senators 22 games back. And the A's 23 games back. So we got a good battle for last place there, folks. Let's see here after the month. You got Rocky Colavito leading the league with a 352 batting average. And look who's right behind him. Al Kaline, his teammate, 334. Like I say, and then you got that Jim Gentile hitting 333. Jim slowed down though. Jim was hitting way over 360. So he's been slumping, it looks like. Roger still leading the league with 30 home runs. Gentile with 29. Cash, Mickey, and Skowron all with 24. Norm Cash is taking over the lead with RBIs over Moose. Moose has got 73 to 76 for Norm. You got Jim Gentile with 70, then Mick, and then Rocky Calavita rounding out the top 5 with 64. And Jim Bunning still got a 1.86 ERA, folks, after that win against the Orioles. Earl Wynn with a 2.19. And then you got some Yankees here. You got Bill Stafford with a 2.3 ERA and Terry with a 2.35. And then Whitey after Milt Pappas with a 2.57. So the Yankees is getting the hitting and the pitching, folks. Jim Bunning with his 14th win, leading the American League in wins. Whitey with his 12th win. And Luis with 16 saves. Norm Cash is leading Rocky over with the MVP voting. And Jim Bunning's got the Cy Young voting right now over Whitey. I want to thank Tim D for showing up, Thomas, Legends, Sports Universe. Like I say, check that channel out. He's doing a great job over there with his All-Stars using MLB 22, folks. Great job with that. Alrighty. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, folks. Hit that like button on your way out of Yankee Stadium. Oh, you're welcome, Tim. Until next time, y'all have a great day and take care.